Hello everybody, welcome to the Fandom Post Radio Podcast. I am your engineer, Kate, and joining me this week is Brandon.
Hello.
And Kestrel.
Hi.
Mark.
Hello.
And Kane.
Yo, fresh from touching grass, baby.
Ooh.
I was outside today.
You don't exist outside of this podcast.
Yeah, we have exclusive rights.
I have a corporeal form. Others have seen me. Kestrel can attest to this on multiple occasions.
Big if true.
He's at least seen a representation of my consciousness.
Yeah.
So
But my understanding is that there's no anime outside, so why would you go out there?
I mean, at least when we visited Kestrel in LA, there is indeed anime outside in Los Angeles.
That's why I moved here.
Yeah, that's the one place where it's real besides Japan. So
Yeah.
See.
But yeah, I think what we're talking about this week, we got some end of season stuff. We got most of our shows wrapped up. A couple in particular we wanted to discuss, both popular and some of the ones that are a little more hidden gems. Before we get to that point, Kestrel, was there any news? Did anyone die in the past 2 weeks?
Oh god.
Oh,
Not
you
that
bet.
I have.
Oh, damn.
Maybe while we're recording this, but hopefully not.
No!
Yeah, we just jinxed it.
You're right.
This podcast is the Death Note.
Yeah, exactly. No, we did have several instances of things we talked about last time becoming relevant in the time since we recorded.
Of course.
Such as we talked about Ace of Diamond manga not being licensed. It got licensed. We talked about both the Ace of Diamond anime and the Lupin the Third theme song, and then they played the Lupin the Third theme song in the next episode of the Ace of Diamond anime.
That's insane.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we got a couple strings of announcements from a couple companies. First is MAPPA for their 15th anniversary event. So they released a trailer for Chainsaw Man Assassin's Arc. We still don't know if it's TV or movie yet. Jujutsu Kaisen Culling Game Part 2 got confirmed, I guess, with a trailer. Total Hetero Season 3 also got confirmed shortly after Season 2 ended. Ranma 1/2 Season 3 got a new trailer. Obviously, that will continue on Netflix. Also on Netflix, after we got going with the smoking last time, it was just the gateway, and we just had to one-up ourselves. So we've got a show called Jimoto Psycho, which appears to be about a bunch of cute little anime girls smoking, snorting coke, doing heroin, doing fentanyl, killing each other, stuff like that. So that looks like it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm legitimately interested in that, just to see how far it'll go. And it's like, it's so off kilter from most anime that I've seen, where it's like, oh, they're doing drugs kinda and stuff like that, but this is just straight up the promo image. She's got fucking Percocets coming out of her pocket. Like, it's insane. And I watched the trailer, and they're just it's this lollies beating the shit out of each other.
I'm so confused by this. So confused. I had to go look up like the background on it, and I'm like, yeah, but how? How? Why Japan? How? This seems like the least Japan thing that would ever get made.
Oh man, Japan's going all out. First it was the smoking, now it's this. Also,
they're getting with the cool kids. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. I think we influenced this, honestly.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Also from MAPPA for Netflix, an adaptation of the Jump manga Beat and Motion coming. A new series called Fall in Love, You False Angels. Might be an original. Yeah. I think that was all of the big announcements from MAPPA for their event.
I guess I didn't realize that the Chainsaw Man announcement was not a confirmation of it being TV or movie. And
Just
it
a
doesn't
trailer.
it doesn't really help that it looks like it could be either too.
Yeah.
Like it kind of had the composition and lighting of the TV, but I don't know, the characters looked a little bit more like how they looked in the movie. I don't know. So I guess it could be either one, really.
I imagine they're keeping the staff from the movie, which changed from the TV series. So that's another aspect that even if it is a TV series, it could look more like the movie just because it's that staff.
That makes sense. And then if they're trying to like keep it more in line with how the show looked stylistically, that would make a lot of sense.
True.
But,
yeah,
we'll see. Excited regardless.
Yeah. I can't remember how long this arc is, if it makes more sense for it to be a season or a movie.
Yeah, I can't either. I feel like this arc is like right before like a much bigger arc. So I feel like maybe they make it a show and then do a movie for like the big following arc because it might be more worth putting in theaters. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Reze was very good, so I'm totally cool with more movies.
Honestly, yeah, if they just do movies, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I mean, some arcs I guess won't fit in the length of a movie. Although Reze was like an hour and a half, and the Demon Slayer movie, which was 1/3 of a fight, was 3 hours. So I guess you could just make it as long as you need to.
Fair.
Yeah, I thought I saw something from the like Chainsaw Man creator recently that they were addressing the whole like attitude and look shift between the movies and the shows and which one they were preferring to stay with, because I think there's still a lot of people who liked how the first season looked and behaved, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they went, this is the way that like the Reza arc is and how it's been going is the way it's going to stay.
It seems that way, yeah, because they changed the director because of all the backlash, and there has been no backlash for Reze, so
yeah.
Although I just want to remind everyone that the Absolute Cinema meme literally comes from the Chainsaw Man TV series. The first time that was ever posted was in reference to an episode of that anime.
Really?
Yep, that is the origin of that meme.
That.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it was older than that.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy.
That is the first time anyone ever posted a picture of Martin Scorsese with the text Absolute Cinema.
Damn, that's some deep lore.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People shit on it, but it was the original Absolute Cinema.
I've got to count for something.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on any of these announcements? Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro, Ranma 1/2. We already talked about Kimito Psycho.
I'm happy those things are continuing, I suppose.
Yes, that is the, yes.
Yep. No, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Culling Game Part 2. Who could have guessed this was coming?
No way!
What a shocker.
All right. Then we can move on to the other slate of announcements, which is from Netflix directly, for their new anime slate outside of the ones just announced a few days prior by MAPPA. So, yeah, there were some trailers released for Cool Night. I think there was confirmation of the anime adaptation of the manga of that. The main trailer released for The Ribbon Hero, which is a new loose adaptation of Tezuka's Princess Knight.
Oh. Okay.
Some new material released for Sparks of Tomorrow, which is the new KyoAni show, which I'll have lots more to talk about after AX. And most importantly, the One Piece got its teaser trailer released, and also a few clips from like the director and such. Also, I don't believe the composer was confirmed prior. That was now confirmed to be Yuki Hayashi, who's done the music for Haikyuu and My Hero Academia.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. But yeah, the One Piece is real. We have seen animation from it.
It is real.
How does it look?
It looks like One Piece.
Yeah, it looks good, not like overwhelmingly so, but good.
Yeah,
it looks like how someone would adapt One Piece in 2027.
Yeah, safe in like the best way you could be safe, I guess.
Exactly.
It's very safe. It feels very safe. There's some CGI water and boats.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like early One Piece. Like, they didn't try to make the characters look like they do now in the manga.
Yeah, they let Usopp keep his melanin.
Usopp never technically had melanin, but they gave it back. They gave him back melanin, which is interesting because that feels like something that was part of the original anime adaptation, and then they corrected it later, but now they're going back to that because probably from the influence from the live action going, oh yeah, Usopp should probably have some melanin, and very strange.
And I mean, I remember there being like when they first showed the first like colored concept art, people were kind of freaking out about Usopp being so pale.
He was even whiter.
He was even whiter. So yeah, maybe it had some influence, and certainly the live action, since this is another Netflix series as well. And now we have black Lego Usopp, so technically we already have fully black animated Usopp. Since they're making a animated special out of the Lego line. But yeah, it was kind of the first anime starting out, giving him a little bit darker skin than Oda had. So yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. They're releasing the full batch of the like Romance Dawn episodes, so like all 7 of them or whatever.
Yeah, it's all 7 of them at once. It's not all of Romance Dawn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like half, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I think, up to like Sanji, basically.
Yeah. I guess by Romance Dawn you mean all of East Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Romance Dawn is really just the beginning.
The very beginning, yeah.
And they have confirmed that they are officially calling Episode 1 Romance Dawn, which I've always been disappointed that Toei, with its stupid 3-sentence titles, is the only piece of One Piece media where the first installment is not called Romance Dawn.
Wait, what is it called?
I don't know, 3 random sentences with 3 exclamation points each, just like every other Toei episode title.
That's fair. It's just like spoiling the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
The King of Pirates dies. The beginning of the One Piece.
The King of Pirates dies. Luffy stabs himself in the face. Luffy eats gum fruit. Shanks loses his arm. Although I guess that wasn't episode 1. So yeah, I guess technically episode, I don't know what it was in the live action.
The original episode title for Toei's first episode of One Piece was "I'm Luffy, the man who will become king of the pirate." Or become the pirate king, yeah.
That's fair.
So,
what was episode 4? Because that's the actual Romance Dawn episode.
No, that's a good... Hold on, let me...
Oh, I just assumed you
got
them
there. Well, I do, but I have to put some wikis, so I gotta arrow forward a couple times here. Hold on. Clicky.
Arrow.
Clicky.
Riveting material.
Episode 4, Luffy's past, the red-haired Shanks appears. It's
so good.
So artless.
So yeah, I guess episode 1 of the live action is called Romance Dawn, even though it does not adapt Romance Dawn. Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever. This will be the proper episode 1, adapting the proper chapter 1. For the first time in any adaptation ever, I guess. because both the Toei anime and the live action series started with chapter 2 for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet. Glad we have more. It's real. That's all that matters.
I think this is happening at AX. If not, it's just a very convenient/inconvenient timing. But I saw that they are also going to be screening some of the new Ghost in the Shell and having a panel about it.
Ooh. They sure are.
Nice.
I'm so excited.
Test, what are your thoughts on that?
Can't remember what that conflicted with, but there's a small chance I'll see it.
Oh.
Now I want to know what you're actually going to go do, so then I can call it a waste of time.
All right, I tried to make my schedule last night, and like highlight things in red that I would actually go to, which already isn't realistic because it's not like you can just go from one thing to the other. You have to be in line for hours for every one of them. But even this is like painful. Like Steel Ball Run panel. Whoops, wrong Discord. Steel Ball Run panel and the Sound Euphonium panel are at the same time, which like normally I'd be like, whatever, fuck Sound Euphonium. But they have the director, Tatsuya Ishihara, who's one of my favorite directors of all time, who I've never seen. He directed all of Clannad and Haruhi and Kanon and Sound Euphonium, etc. So yeah, that's going to be rough. However, I am later that day interviewing Yugo Kano and the producer of Steel Ball Run about Steel Ball Run and specifically the music. So that'll be good. That might make up for it.
Cool.
This is such a packed schedule. I had to zoom in just to like read any of it, like what's going on. I think I found the Ghost in the Shell part, though.
Oh yeah, no, maybe I can make it to that then. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you really want to go to a My Hero Academia thing?
I mean, yes.
That shit's done.
Do I want to go to a My Hero Academia thing with My Hero Academia fans? Maybe not.
There you
go.
That actually sounds awful.
Yeah, that's the catch.
Yeah.
So there you go. We've cleared your schedule for you.
I'll update that now.
I'm very tempted. I think I mainly just want to know what it's like because people who were like anime only of sorts for the Ghost in the Shell stuff, I think I've missed out on how kind of like comedic and silly it could be, and it feels like that's where they're gonna go for this. Right. And I'm interested to see what the reaction is when it's not as like a 90s cyberpunk edgy stuff and more kind of silly shonen/seinen things. Like it's not like it turns into a comedy anime or anything, but it is definitely more lighthearted than the movie allows it to be.
Only we were getting a new cyberpunk edgy series.
But yeah, maybe a second one of them. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be pretty split down the middle of people being it's way their thing and people being like, why isn't this my edgy major?
Yeah, why isn't this serious?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be serious business. It's like, dude, you're not ready for biblically accurate Ghost in the Shell. It's not.
That's the thing, because like Oshii was the first one to adapt it, and that was massively successful, and he has a very distinctive style, and does not give a shit what the tone of the source material is. And so then after that point, everyone was just like, okay, well, this is what we've got to do from now on.
He became the blueprint.
Exactly, yeah. It's like how Miyazaki became the blueprint for a lot of Lupin III.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very different from the manga. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I guess that's probably why they went with Science Sorrow instead of Production IG, because they're like, all right, Production IG, you're just going to keep doing the fucking Oshii stuff, so let's have a wacky studio do the wacky stuff.
What comes down is like, if you're going to do what they've been doing, then why do it? It's like, what hasn't been done? Making a faithful or mostly faithful adaptation of the original source material, which is very, very much a product of its time.
If they don't show an explicit lesbian orgy in the first 5 minutes, I'm walking out and going to the My Hero Academia event.
Can you stand up and say, "Where's the orgy?" and then leave?
Yeah.
I signed up for an orgy.
That's what Yoshiyuki Tomino does when he watches Makoto Shinkai movies.
Yeah, if you do end up going, I would like to hear what the vibes are as it's playing, and just seeing what that feels like. But yeah. Anything else before we kick off into the end of season talks?
Nope, just the Mappa slate and the Netflix slate, and half of the Mappa slate was also Netflix.
Except that you forgot the most important announcement.
Oh.
Just dropped today, Rent a Girlfriend Season 6.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That's good stuff.
Season 6?
Season 6.
Right?
Still going.
Damn.
You blinked and 3 more seasons
What's
appeared.
6 seasons
That's
of that?
right.
Absolute madhouse shit.
I
don't
think Madhouse is doing it, actually.
Yeah, no.
There's a whole
At
other
this
world
point,
out
I just hope. Yeah, at this point, I just hope the show goes on forever because it pisses so many people off that it just never ends. That I just kind of want it to keep going.
Where did the folks here in the podcast? I know some of you watched at least a part of it. Where'd you jump off the train? Because I want to say Kestra watched it like once.
Yeah, I watched some of it.
I was also hate watching it through. I think through the second season. I think I got through the second season, and then I was like, "Get me off this wild ride."
I got through 3 episodes of the first season, and I'm like, "What am I doing with my life?"
Damn.
I did not watching it.
Yeah.
I have not watched a single second of the anime, but I did read the first volume of the manga, and I was like, okay, this isn't awful yet, but at that point there was already like 38 volumes out, and I was like, I don't know that this has 38 volumes in it, and another 10 have come out since then, so I have not read past that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the first volume probably corresponded to the 3 episodes that I watched. So that makes sense.
Well, clearly I am wrong because that's what everybody is like. Why does this keep getting new seasons? Who's watching this? And well, clearly somebody's watching it.
Yeah, all you fuckers who claim you're hate watching it, that gives it numbers.
I got out. Okay, I got out.
Well, we all got addicted to smoking and all the drugs they do in Jiniko Saito, but at least we're not addicted to Rent a Girlfriend anymore.
That's right.
The worst vice of all.
DJ was mentioned. I'd be remiss not to mention that there was also a new announcement for Higurashi. They're doing like a new anime for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right, back to Dean.
So that's exciting. I will definitely watch that and report back, and maybe we'll find DJ again out there actually in the village.
In the actual village, exactly. I wonder if that's what inspired him to move to the middle of nowhere in Japan.
Is he living in the middle of nowhere?
No, he's probably living in Japan. But he always goes to the middle of nowhere for like a month straight. It's like his favorite thing in the world is the middle of nowhere in a little village in Japan where Higurashi takes place.
Yeah.
He's getting straight up isekai'd into it.
If I start watching this new reboot and it turns out to be a fucking sequel again, like last time I tried, because I have not seen any of the original stuff, and then Go came out, and I was like, oh, a reboot. I can try this out.
Yeah. I remember writing for that one weekly, I mean, like, guys, it's okay. It's basically safe for new people. And then very quickly it was like, psych, you gotta know everything.
Why aren't they going to do a good adaptation of Umineko?
Oh my god, that would be fantastic. That's never going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, probably not. And this is an anniversary project, so I can only assume it will only be pandering. So,
well, pandering gets you into actually it's a sequel territory, and I'm not okay with that happening again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what's happening.
Fool me once.
I didn't even know Studio Dean was still around.
Oh, yeah. They're always pumping out stuff.
For some reason, it just completely went under my radar that they're still functioning, because unless I'm thinking of a different studio, I just remember when stuff would be like, oh, it's the Dean thing. Fuck! And then it would just...
They're a very inconsistent studio, so people like to blame them for everything going wrong in the world, but they have in fact made a lot of really beautiful anime, such as Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they're still definitely doing stuff. I mean, just looking at, they make at least, half a dozen shows a year. So
yeah, one or more every season for sure.
Yeah, well, that's on me then. I guess because I just only ever hearing about Dean is just when people are like the Fate Stay Night Dean series or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of the real slop they put out, I was like, that place can't still be in business then. I bet I've watched at least one Dean show and just completely ignored the fact that it was made by them in like the past couple of years.
They're like the most just basic studio. So like probably all the stuff you've seen that you never thought to check out the studio was Studio Dean.
I'll have to look then off recording and then just see how incredibly wrong I am about my thoughts.
It's okay. If it was me, I would just assume that they all went out of business because of cocaine.
Which, hey, now people might go out of business because of cocaine, not from doing it, but from glorifying it.
True.
We would never.
Well, us, but also Jimiko Saito, Mappa, I guess. / Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is also doing the Cat Girl one, right? Or is that someone else?
I think they were doing weren't they doing, they were doing the uncut Cat Girl one, right?
Yeah. So the Cat Girl one is also, people shooting up, so yeah, brave new world for anime.
The untapped market of Fent users who also
the really thing about this is there's still no pot to be seen in these. It's all like the hardest drugs, and there's still
that's too far, Kate. That's too far.
That's the devil's lettuce, Kate. Crazy. All right. Well, let's start some discussion about the season ending. We have quite a few shows that have ended, and at least one that is over for good after several seasons. So I figured we'd start talking about that a little bit, since I know Kestrel and Bran were watching it, and that is Dr. Stone. So, yeah, I was surprised when we discussed this before, when we were planning what we wanted to do for the episode, that this was done, because for some reason I thought this was also a show that would just go ad infinity until they didn't have the viewership numbers to justify the expense anymore, but, color me incorrect. They actually finished the story.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty, on like a good pace. Like every couple seasons they put out a new one, and but here we are at the end. I think they might do like a special. I'm pretty sure they did like a epilogue chapter or two, so we might get some spin-offs and stuff, or OVAs or whatever. But
yeah, like My Hero Academia had.
Yeah, exactly. But for the most part, it is the mainline story is over. But it was fun. This is one of those series that just kind of like at some point it kind of jumps the shark, but then you kind of have to just accept that it's gone off the fucking walls of like you can no longer suspend your reality to think that like, oh yeah, if they're smart enough, they could make this stuff in a stone world. They could build a community, build, a little home base for themselves. And then, a couple seasons later, they're literally building computers and rocket ships and going to the moon. So like at some point it gets like pretty ridiculous, but like, I think that for some people is the appeal. It kind of, and I mean, it has themes of this in the show. It's kind of like an RPG where like they keep adding things to the party and then they just get overpowered at some point and just go crazy with it. And I mean, it's a fun ride. All the characters are unique in their own way and silly. And I think the whole time it's also pretty heartfelt the way that they're slowly building upon the like their goal of reaching the moon, but also just like progressing the world back to the way it was before the mass petrification incident. So it was a good run. I definitely started to wane my interest the last couple seasons, but it was still a fun ride the whole way through. So I'm glad I stuck with it.
I was gonna ask. That was what I was curious about. Was I know we've talked a couple different times on the podcast about shows kind of wearing out their welcome or the gimmick kind of going, and that was what I was going to ask you is like, did it still have that same appeal of their building sciencey things? Because I know what attracted folks in the beginning, at least those who weren't already aware of Dr. Stone, was that it was somewhat grounded in like hard science reality. Like you had to suspend your belief that they had access to some of the stuff, but like the actual principles of what they were doing made sense. But I was wondering if eventually it'll go into like, well, now they have nuclear fission and they've bought a bunch of Apple II GSs and 386s and they remade Doom.
No. A guy writes out the source code for Dragon Quest on the wall in hexadecimal in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we need to create a supercomputer. We just need, a couple people to, forge together 5 million semiconductors. We could do that real quick, right?
Yep.
And then they do it. So.
Yeah, it gets to the point where it's like they land at a new location and it's like city established and then an entire like metropolitan area is just there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a game of Civilization. Right. You start with nothing and then you're just boom, setting up a settlement, boom, setting up a mega city. And you also kind of have to, at that point you're just going with the flow of like, everyone I guess is just on board and part of this whole like get Senku and crew to the moon plan, and we're all gonna stay over here and just like farm crops or like build whatever, and you kind of have to not think about any of that, just accept it as face value.
You can't think about like the government that needs to be established and people having different philosophies and stuff. Everyone's just no, this sounds sick. Let's get this guy to the moon, baby.
Well, they handled
that's kind of the conflict at the beginning, Yeah,
that's all very early in the story as like the interpersonal tribal stuff. And then once they get that out of the way, it's like,
Yeah, every antagonist becomes a protagonist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, thank goodness, they only ever had to deal with that once, just like in real life. Political unrest, you just handle it the one time.
Yeah. What I've said about Dr. Stone since the beginning, and I still stand by it, is that it is simultaneously the smartest and dumbest anime ever.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. That checks out.
I'm assuming it had a good ending, like everything was accomplished. I know I only say that with a question mark because we've had several anime or manga end somewhat recently where it's like, oh, so they just went with that one, huh? And then that was it.
Yeah, what was the main goal was to figure out who fucked up the Earth or fucked up humanity, right?
Yeah.
That was like the main thing. Like, oh, this thing might still be a threat.
Yeah, basically they find out there's an entity on the moon that petrified the world 3,000 years ago or whatever, and they're basically trying to stop him or just like find out who they are and why they did it. And it has like a cool sci-fi-ish twist to it. And I mean the manga when it was running, like Boichi ended it on their own terms and there wasn't any kind of like cut abruptly during like serialization. It's just like he was able to make it at his own pace and end it where he wanted to. And so I would say it the show accomplishes what it set out to do.
Kestrel, what are your thoughts outside of it's smart and dumb at the same time?
Well, funny story. So when the first season was airing in 2019, I was watching it, and Caitlin caught some of it while I was watching it, and she was so interested in it. This might be the only time this has happened. I just came home from work one day, and she was watching it, and she didn't mention anything to me. So
Betrayal.
No, I mean, she was just catching up. It's not like she was watching episodes I hadn't seen. So from that point on, we watched it together. And so the final episode of the series aired last night, and she got home, and then I went to a movie, and then I got home, and then she was in bed, and then I worked all day, and then we started this podcast immediately after I finished work. So I have not actually seen the final episode of only this one anime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say so far so good. I never thought it was like an all-timer, but it kind of consistently gave me the fun of learning some scientific truths while accepting absolutely absurd impossibilities around them. And yeah, like, I could easily see that being hard for someone to take, and if it was, then you would write it off pretty early. But I think it does a decent enough job at scaling that as it goes on, where you can imagine that it's going to just keep getting more ridiculous, and it has to, especially when space becomes involved, and we're not going to wait until Senku's like 100 years old to get there. So you just have to know that, okay, they're just going to have a rocket ship capable of landing on the moon in like a year, with no built-up human infrastructure. So yeah, it's fun, dumb shit that has a lot of interesting scientific things behind it. And also, like, the final, confrontation is like, I don't know, the least scientific shit, which is kind of weird, but you kind of had to know from the very beginning that, like, this magic petrifying whatever was not gonna have that much basis in reality. Even though everything after that point was based around science. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think something I'm just realizing that might be at least part of the reason why it kind of loses a bit of its pizzazz for me over time is the first like 2 or 3 seasons. The science is not only a means to an end, it's like survival, and it's actually a challenge to accomplish it a lot of the time. And like, it feels like not only a race against the clock, but resources and stuff. So whereas by the last 2 or 3 seasons, we are just railroaded onto like, what do we need to do next? Okay, build a supercomputer. Let's like unfreeze this godly mathematician, and like we'll unpetrify this guy can like see diamonds so well that he can like see the intricacies in them. So it's,
and like, they're all 15.
Yeah, they literally gather
with the muscle structure of like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, they're all like beautiful like K-pop stars.
They're JoJo characters.
Yeah, that's true. Boichi's character designs are definitely like pretty whack, but yeah, all the girls have like 5 feet between their eyes. Yes, you can land the rocket ship there. Yeah. But yeah, they amass a team of geniuses and superstars and superhuman physical freaks, and they just do. By the end of the show, they can accomplish whatever they set their mind to. So
yeah,
there isn't really a conflict at some point, and it's just like, where do we gotta go? Let's go there, and then they do it.
Yeah. So I would say from the very beginning, it is all built on just the most exaggerated absurdity to accomplish what it needs to accomplish, because none of it could ever work realistically. These things take thousands of years. But yeah, it definitely the pace gets so absurd by the end of it that you know that the scaling of what they're capable of is going to be ridiculous, but how quickly they accomplish it all does seem like kind of a departure from the beginning, where they were really taking their time to show how things were done. And I guess now that it's just so abstract and high level, they're like, well, this would be boring to try to explain how it actually all works. So just boom, there's a computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, the conflicts throughout it, they have generally conflicts against other people. Sometimes it's against nature, sometimes it's against their obstacles. A lot of times they will have antagonists, but like I said, no one's going to die, and they're all going to become best buds and help each other out by the end of the arc. So, yeah.
At the end of the day, science wins.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I am curious to see this final episode, because at the end of the last episode, I was like, really? Only one more episode that's going to wrap up the entire story? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Even knowing the ending, having read it, I was like, okay, they're gonna get it all done. Okay, but yeah, I don't feel like it was rushed at the pace it was already going.
Yeah, okay. I guess that checks out. At a certain point, you just like break the sound barrier, and you're just like, all right, we're just gonna do another 1,000 years of civilization in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Are they just building the one rocket? They're just YOLOing on one?
No, they had some test cases, but they were fortunate enough that their one human test did in fact work.
Yeah,
of course.
It's Senku 11, which I assume it's supposed to be a joke on Apollo 11 and also be the 11th rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I assume the first 10 were just tests without humans, because they show a few of them exploding.
As long as they show a few rockets exploding, because otherwise it would be.
Yeah.
You got to get the fireworks in there.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of everything around the central plot of the petrification, and when they learn more about how that works, and then ultimately when they learn where it comes from, just the least scientific shit. Like it's voice command. Yeah, they could have gone with something a little more scientific, I feel.
Yeah, it becomes sci-fi at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, do they go into like territory of shit that we don't even have right now, and like realizes? Okay,
basically.
Sounds good.
It's kind of like they didn't have a choice in the matter, because the premise was so.
Yeah. Yeah. But there are several things about the mechanism behind that could have been less just pure fantasy, if they really wanted to try.
Interesting. Well,
I assume you knew this, Kane, that it's the creator of iShield 21.
Yeah, I think we talked about it when it first came out.
Yeah, okay.
And some of the designs definitely share.
Well, not the artist,
Oh, okay, because then that must just be a coincidence, because it did remind me sometimes of being like, oh, yeah, the people
no, the artist of iShield 21 is Yusuke Murata, who is now famous for One Punch Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Then it's just me seeing like similarities because I watched at least part of that first season. I didn't get into it for similar reasons of like, how is any of this being accomplished? I get it, but I that's why it didn't draw me in. But I have a couple friends who like it. To what extent, I'm not sure if they've been following it the whole time, but they do talk about watching it, though it does seem a little lackluster in their excitement. They're like, yeah, Dr. Stone's on. Okay.
Not to spoil something in the last episode, but in typical anime fashion, they bring back like probably the show's best opening theme at the end of it. Ooh. So like that always hits. Love when a show does that.
Now I gotta know what you think the best opening is.
Oh, it's clearly the Burnout Syndrome song.
All right.
Good Morning World, I think is what
It's the most iconic one, yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, the Ali song, Casanova Posse, fucking slaps.
That one does bang.
And this season has an Asian Kung Fu Generation opening.
Yeah, that's true. This season was also really good. Anytime Asian Kung Fu Generation comes back, always feels good. Okay, it's got some hitters, but
yeah. No, that makes sense. It'll be satisfying for sure.
It is.
It's like, was that the first opening? I can't remember. Stone, OP1. Yeah, Good Morning World. That makes sense to end it with the first opening. Yeah. Yeah, it was weird, like, going back to the end of the previous anime season. We didn't really talk about the ending of Fire Force, but it... Yeah, don't think I'm spoiling anything at this point by saying it turns into a Soul Eater prequel. But they end it with, like, I don't know, the third ending theme of Soul Eater. I'm like, why wouldn't you have resonance? You brought Takanori Nishikawa back for the opening of the final season. Why would you not end it with... Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that. Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Stone's good.
Yeah.
Not exceptional, but good.
Agreed.
It would go into not the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of the Pretty Good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Twitter accounts. Is a bunch of dudes arguing about baseball players that didn't get in the Hall of Fame, but are like pretty good, pretty decent, and then they go over stats of like better than mediocre players. It's such a stupid thing, but I like paying attention because people get passionate, and that's where Dr. Stone would be, the Hall of the Pretty Good.
Yeah.
Of them is what it sounds like.
I'd say that works.
Right. Well, then we can certainly move on. We have plenty of other shows to talk about, and I think the next one on the list, since a couple of us are watching it, is Demons of the Shadow Realm, or Yomi no Sugai. And the first question I want to ask you guys is, do you agree that the most terrifying demon is the one that swallows you in its ball sack? Because I think yes. Because I think unequivocally yes.
The Pompoko
that one's pretty...
demon.
Yeah, literally. I'm gonna cast my vote and say that the scariest demon might actually be what's his name, Yuru, the main character. He's actually cold-blooded as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's also a very good point. But I think it's why I like him so much is that everyone's trying to tell him to be like an anime protagonist, and he's like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, he's like, I think I won't do that.
Yeah, I had people trying to kill me all my life. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, I'm here to hold people hostage to get what I want.
Grew up in the fucking woods.
He's got some good, like, I think his character, I've really started to like him too, because he has a really nice balance of, like, anti-hero stuff, like holding people hostage to get information, and then just straight up challenging folks to, like, fights to the death whenever he feels like he needs to accomplish something. But he's also not, like, an edgelord dickhead about it, either. He's just, he's, like Kestrel said, he spent his whole life getting hunted by people, so he's not afraid to turn that back around, despite what people want him to do, which is lay low. It makes it so, I mean, just like this show has a lot of, and Emily and I were talking about the other night, there's a decent amount still of, like, unpredictability of terms of, like, well, who's good, who's bad, and who's gonna, like, turn into quote-unquote good or bad, because...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one is like goody two shoes. I'm just here to, like, we should all be friends. Everyone's cool with killing each other if it comes to it. So
yeah, they have all crossed the moral, like, wherever the line is, they've all crossed it.
Yeah, episode 1, female Edward Elric just murdered an entire village.
Yeah.
Her demon is my friend's favorite because of just the gobble portion and how he becomes just a little ball of teeth.
Yeah, I love that. And it just spits everything out. Or no, that's the other guy's stuff. That's hers eats everything. His spits them all out.
Yeah, his spits out AR-15s.
So good.
Yeah, her demon's little form is basically just like Homunculus from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. It just reminded me of a chibi version of like a Cacodemon from Doom, to bring up Doom again, like the floating, just like teeth and eyes, but far cuter, just kind of floating around. Yeah, I know Emily and I are really enjoying watching it. There's so many like interesting characters still, and I love the fact that I haven't grown tired of not knowing necessarily which side of this conflict is good or bad. There are people within that are certainly, they have their own machinations, like the second youngest brother on the side that has Yomi's sister.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's always the guy with like the closed eyes that you're like, okay, he's clearly the most evil, so he has to be a red herring.
Yeah,
he's got the snake face, so he's gonna be a piece of shit. Maybe not the main piece of shit, but
a piece of shit.
But hey, one of them, definitely one of them.
Yeah,
I think it's the manga brother that's the scariest. Like the manga brother looks like he's got some stuff that you were definitely not supposed to know, and just like he's got skeletons in his closet or some type of Patrick Bateman-esque like psycho side that is only going to come out like eventually, and it's all hidden behind this like fluffy, fun mangaka personality and stuff like that. In that way, at least the snake-faced brother is very upfront about how he's got his own motivations to do stuff and is not afraid of being a little bit on the like blatant side of it. So yeah, it was a really good season. I thought I had a lot of interesting things. Oh, and I also talked to my friend too. I love how guns work in this anime. Like there are these ancient, powerful 1,000-year-old demons, but if you get a big enough gun, you can shoot its eyes out.
Yeah, if you snipe it with a 50 cal, it'll still go down.
Yeah, which honestly is super refreshing. Like I was wholly expecting it to be like, oh, we've evolved past your guns, but yet they're still fighting with like swords and bows and arrows because it's an anime. So of course, he shoots that thing in the eye, and it's like, who threw something at me? And he's just blinded the whole time. I was so hyped. The thing that was making me more upset was like he had so many opportunities to take that second shot that he waited until the end. Like when they were monologuing, he could have just finished the job right there. But I understand the show has to happen.
Yeah, he had to aura farm a little too long, and then he lost it. But yeah, I feel like the show has like a lot of staple things that make it an Arakawa property, because like you said, the quality of the writing, not knowing which side is going to turn out to be the good guys, I feel like, very emblematic of FMA as well. And also, like, that's why I love Yuru as a main character so much. I feel like he's so well written. Yeah, and even also the combat, another just like FMA, also like brilliantly like put together physical and like weird, alchemic magical combat, as well as proficiency with like firearms and stuff. Like the author, she clearly has like a love for, similar to like an Oshi who's like obsessed with like military stuff. You can tell, I think she puts a lot of effort into understanding how some of that stuff works. But yeah, I'm totally not at all surprised that like this show is like everything I wanted it to be so far, and with Bones adapting it, it's like honestly just a match made in heaven.
She's good at Arakawa is good at making all of the characters feel like they'll have an impact on the story at one point. Like I think that's why FMA is also like part of the reason why it's so good, is that nobody feels totally useless by the end of it, and I think that carries over into here. Like Dara I don't think he has a demon with him necessarily. I can't remember, but like he can shoot guns and that will work. Like it isn't. Here's just the guy that's gonna get stomped into the ground he'll be good in the first 2 episodes and then his power level will be quickly extinguished by every other character in the show and then they just turn into background art.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they all, whether it's Yuru or Asa, of course, because they're the twins and stuff, but all the other characters, like stuff could happen that they could institute that has a real effect on the story.
Yeah, they all have like intention and their own like agendas that they kind of act upon. It's not just like, oh, like one of these guys steps out of line because he's an idiot, and now there's a conflict between the two families or villages or whatever. It's like everything feels very calculated in the way it's written and how the characters act toward each other. It's just really well written.
Yeah, I think, and it has a good balance of serious and funny, I think, as well. It doesn't overstep too far in one way or the other to become like too dark or too silly. I love all of the like Yuru not knowing what modern technology is bits. Like those are all so good. Like him taking the selfie and being like terrified of it. So good. It gave me Amish vibes when he did that.
Right.
Yeah. And I love how they understand as well that like he doesn't get it, so they kind of play down to his level. They're like, it's like a smoke signal. He's like, I see, I get it.
Yeah, the way that he just accepts it, and even I think it was Tadera was like, wow, he just accepts anything, huh? Like when they said there's lots of horses in this box to make it do that. I'm like, oh yes. Very, very good. Interesting.
Naruhodo.
Yeah, I think that's some very solid points about how everyone's really interestingly written and stuff. And I also just like the designs of a lot of the characters. I think I like just Arakawa's art style in particular. Yeah. And I can't remember if I mentioned this last episode, but I like how everyone is scowling all the time. Like, there's so many people that have a default facial pose of like just a pensive scowl.
They all have resting bitch face.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm like, everyone should have some type of scowl. This is a very stressful life they're living right now. Like, they could die at any moment. So it was nice seeing that, especially on, is it Left? That is the female, like, demon in rights. She's not only scowling the whole show, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, the arms almost never uncross.
That's true.
She gets thrown into walls and slung around, and the arms are still crossed the whole time.
That's true. I think the one time she has to is when the tortoise is dropped on her.
Oh yeah, heavy turtle. That's power is just gets heavier.
Yeah.
It's also just surprising. Like, I don't remember Full Metal Alchemist being this way, but this is definitely a couple ticks up on like the brutality of the violence, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, folks just be getting decapitated like all of the time, and there's just like blood splurting all over the place and stuff like that. They definitely don't pull any punches when it comes to the consequences of the action within the show. Like, people aren't just getting knocked out. They're getting torn in half. So.
Yeah, I mean, FMA had plenty of violence and lots of implied genocidal violence too, but yeah, this show kind of Shadows of the Demon Realm just kind of comes out the gate with it. You're like, oh, this is not your family friendly affair here. We are killing families, actually.
So yeah, it's overall just I've been really enjoying it. I think the demons too have a whole bunch of interesting like design features about them, even though they're simple, which I like. Because there's turtle that gets really heavy, and then there's kung fu rabbit.
Yeah.
And they can be super simple. I'm like, oh man, Kung Fu Rabbit is dope as hell the whole time. Or the one that gobbles and is just eyeballs and a mouth. So they're all endearing in their own ways. And I think it's also just the variety. It isn't just like, oh, they're all vaguely animal-like or they're all vaguely humanoid. They're floating yin and yang symbol, and then there's those like, honestly, I think the creepiest ones are the two like sumo wrestlers with no faces or like body hair or features whatsoever, and they just kind of do shit. But yeah, I really like all of the different demons because I think Arakawa and then the animation studio as well, and who's making it is really taking advantage of all of the different shapes, sizes, inspirations from them. So it isn't just you're just seeing all like humanoid stuff. Like there's a really good, I mean, cat that does iPhone.
That's true. That is its power.
It does Google Maps.
This is the one show that I was watching, I think, that will be continuing straight through to the next season. Right? Is it going to just keep going?
Yep.
Sweet.
This makes me happy because there's still so much that needs to be uncovered just about the basics of the character, let alone like more global issues.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really like this show. Like, I love this show, but I had it at the bottom of my list just because, like, I feel like it's still just getting its engine going.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah. It's very slow to its roll, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It's just it feels like not enough has happened yet for me to form a full opinion on it.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel the same way. That's the one bit of criticism that I wanted to throw into all of your praise, which is it's been 12 episodes and not much has happened.
Yeah, for sure. We still don't know basically anything.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Yeah, good point. I think it's just everything else is good that I'm willing to overlook it in the sense of like, it'll get there. Yeah, I'm sure it'll get there. I'm sure it'll get there.
It will. Yeah. It needed to be a straight through 2 core because then if it stopped here, I would have been like, I liked it, but it's like, okay, but is this whole show gonna feel like that? Like I'm just barely scratching the surface, but no one does it like Bones, man. Not often you see like a straight through 24 anymore.
I know. They are becoming a dying breed.
Yeah. And it looks great. I don't think I've seen a single miss on an episode. So gotta love that.
Yeah, the action in particular is really good because I feel like it has it's so small scale personal like style violence, and then it's like very quick and brutal in how it's produced. Like as like when the demon's fighting, there's big set pieces and stuff, but one of the coolest action things outside of when the village was originally taken over was when those like mercenary type folks tried to kidnap Asa, and Yuru shoots the one guy with an arrow like through the wall, and he's just running away, and an arrow just bursts out of the wall and hits him like that quick, like trying to hunt him down, which then precedes everyone being like, this guy might be the scariest person in the show. Like everyone in the show is like, this guy's unhinged.
Yeah, when he whipped out the machete in that parking lot fight, I was like, oh, he is not fucking around.
Yeah, he's not playing by the shonen rules.
Yeah.
No.
The simple fact that the simple fact you just put in the sentence, in that parking lot fight.
For real, he's one for the streets, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not want to be catching Yuru at the Waffle House at 2 a.m. because
he's that Waffle House employee parrying the chair midair. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad this will keep going because I think it's one of my favorites of the season, just because of how crazy it is and stuff. So there is so much, but yeah, hopefully we do get more. I will agree with you there that it would be nice to get some direction on stuff now that we have all of these characters in place.
Yeah,
I think my the worst criticism I can give it is when it started, I was like, well, I heard about this being a new Arakawa manga when it was first announced or first started, and I didn't really hear anything about it. And 12 episodes into the anime, I'm kind of like, I kind of see why that happened. So hopefully it comes back around and like really has an engaging, active plot. Because it is definitely taking its time for a modern shonen manga adaptation. But if they know that they have the structure to support that, then go for it.
Yeah, that actually makes me curious. I assume it's still ongoing, like the manga?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the wiki at least says 2021 to present.
Yeah.
So take that for what you will, but
okay. Yeah, 12 volumes.
I mean, that's baby numbers at this point, for sure.
Numbers. Yeah, especially for monthly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 54 chapters so far.
Oh wow.
I don't know how many have been adapted into the anime.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Best case, you'll get plot moving forward. Worst case, 12 more episodes of Google Maps cat.
Cat sending signals.
It looks like the anime is adapting not much more than a chapter per episode, which it's a monthly manga, so it's like 50 pages. But it's still kind of, a little bit slower, which makes sense given how I've noticed the pacing. But that means that there's enough content for many more seasons already.
Sweet.
Which, sweet, but also, am I going to feel the same way in another 12 episodes when the season actually ends? That hasn't accomplished that much.
We'll see. Maybe by the end of it, we'll be like, oh, maybe it needed the FMA treatment and they needed like 45 episodes.
It just doesn't happen anymore.
Nope.
2 cores is the max now.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
We can hold out hope and be optimistic. So
yeah, I mean, there will be more seasons. I just mean straight through.
Yeah. Nobody does that anymore.
No.
Yeah, I mean, what else is Bones up to? MHA's over. Right? They're done with that?
There will be one more special.
Aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, which will be... Oh, yeah, that's going to be premiering. The world premiere is at that AX event. So, all right, sorry, Ghost in the Shell. I got to go back and see the world premiere of My Hero Academia, the final. Damn.
This time it's personal, the final. Alrighty. Okay, we can move on to the next show here because I wanted to get Mark some time in the spotlight. And I also just learned something about the Ramparts of Ice. And Mark, if you had said this before, I apologize for not hearing it. But I didn't realize that the person who created this is also the You and Me Are Polar Opposites person, like the manga.
It is, yeah. Coach Asagawa.
Yeah. Didn't know that because Emily and I watched Polar Opposites together recently. So I'm curious now that it's finished, or it's one episode left. So essentially, I guess pretty close to finish, unless there's something that could truly go wrong. Like how this compares. I don't know how many works Kocha Agasawa has necessarily, but at least this is interesting that there have been 2 anime from stuff that they've made in such close proximity to each other. Because I feel like Polar Opposites was just like a season or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Polar Opposite was last season in winter, and actually they're doing a second core in the summer season. So Polar Opposites winter, Ramparts of Ice spring, Polar Opposites summer. So
so 2 adaptations of 2 separate works in close proximity. I don't know how common that truly is, but it felt kind of rare that would happen.
Big year for Coach Agasawa, I would say. Big year, definitely that. But that's actually the reason why I started watching Ramparts of Ice, because I watched Polar Opposites back in the winter as well, and really enjoyed it. I at that point had not read the manga. I have gone back and read the manga now, but that was one I just kind of picked up on a whim, and I really, really liked it a lot more than I was expecting to. And as the season was ending, I saw Ramparts of Ice, and I was like, these characters look awful familiar, because Agasawa has a very distinctive style. And so I looked it up. It was the same person. I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this out. Fun fact, I haven't actually gone back and seen it myself, but apparently the Ramparts of Ice characters have a cameo in the first season of Polar Opposites. They're seen in the background in a scene, which I thought was kind of neat. I found that out because there's an episode of Ramparts of Ice where some of the characters from Polar Opposites show up, and I was like, hey, it's those guys.
Multiverse.
And yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, no, it's been it's been a really interesting. I think I would probably say so far I've liked it more than Polar Opposites. It's been has it been different than Polar Opposites? That's kind of like a really tricky one because it starts out with the main character Koyuki Hikawa. She's coming into high school with a lot of social anxieties and baggage because she was relentlessly bullied in middle school. And so it starts out on a much darker tone, and the name Ramparts of Ice comes from whenever she feels like herself withdrawing, it feels like to her, and this is how it's represented, that she's building up a wall of ice around herself, to kind of protect herself. She's very stoic, and she kind of has if you'll pardon the expression, resting bitch face. So people think she's kind of mean, but it's just she's just so nervous all the time that she doesn't have any other look. And it really kind of started out as a series that was like, okay, a lot of this is going to be sort of unraveling her hangups, and kind of figuring things out, and sort of helping her out. And early on, she has one friend that introduces her to a couple other guys, or at least she becomes friend. I guess doesn't introduce she meets them, and then it's sort of like, oh, you also know Miki, so. The four of them sort of become friends, sort of like a friendship group. And what's actually been really interesting that I kind of only just noticed really, because I've been just enjoying the season so much, is that all of the like really psychological stuff that really kind of carried the early part of the season has been sidelined lately, in favor of the more romance plots between some of these characters. Koyuki and Minato on one end, and Miki and Yota on the other. They are incredibly adorable. They're like, their friendship is like really, really cool, and it's I've been enjoying what goes on between them so much that I kind of haven't noticed that we haven't really been doing a whole lot with her own hangups. And part of that I think is coming back to, next season is next week, episode 14, randomly it feels like, is the last episode in the series/season. We don't know yet, but that wasn't actually announced until the 13th episode came out. And so all along it was kind of like, well, don't know how long this is going for. Is this gonna, you're just talking about carrying across seasons and whatnot, and whether or not Demons of the Shadow Realm would do that or whatever. And we were sort of I was wondering sort of the same thing with this. I was like, well, is this just going to carry into the summer season and keep going? Because the manga's 14 volumes. Again, I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know if they've just skipped a lot of stuff, or if it's just kind of coming to a natural breaking off point, and if there's a second season, it would pick up from there. I really don't know. I would assume the latter, but I don't know. And so like when I realized, okay, well, this is actually ending next week, I was like, huh. So they haven't really, like, we've gotten kind of to the truth of some of the things that she went through in middle school, but we haven't really done anything to really resolve them. She's we're again focusing a lot more on the romance plots, but everybody is just so, like, the characters are so great. Like their camaraderie is very wholesome and fun. There's a lot of really cool, like, kind of like visual effects. The one guy, Yota, who she affectionately refers to as Mr. Giraffe, because uh, Koyuki, who everybody calls Koyun, in that's her sort of familiar nickname. She's really short, and Yota is really tall, so she keeps calling him Mr. Giraffe. And they have which I love. And as a matter of fact, for most of this season, and honestly, for now, I'm like, she's going for the wrong person with Minato. Yota's a much better fit, but I knew I was going to lose this argument a long time ago, but I still hold firm. But he has held a crush on Miki for like a really long time, and but because he hasn't wanted to ruin anything, he's just sort of held it in, and it gives him some dark thoughts sometimes. And anytime he starts feeling like bad about it, it the Miyazaki-esque soot sprites just start developing around him, which I think is it's just really funny. And they do like a lot of like little cute visual things like that, just to sort of represent their moods and whatnot. But if you take her anxieties out of it, like, it's just like a really cool show that's generally about friendship. Um, and as I said, like the four characters are just a lot of fun together. And I can only hope that we do get a second core of this. And who knows? Polar Opposites ended, and as part of the closing credits, they were like, "Okay, we're going to be back in the summer with the second core." And so maybe it's a different studio, so who knows? But maybe Ramparts will end the same way and be like, "Hey, we'll be back in the fall with the second core." I don't know, but it particularly for a show that I sort of picked up on a whim, just because I really liked something that the other author did. Like, I really enjoyed this season, and it's a show being done by Netflix, and they haven't screwed it up. So take that for yeah. Not only that, but they're simul dubbing it as well, which I always kind of appreciate. So yeah, so it's been a really cool show. There was the most recent episode, which aired yesterday as we record this, episode 13. Really kind of set the stage well. I'm expecting a pretty strong finale. Uh, there's any number of possibilities it could be, whether it's people actually finally hooking up, or other things getting in the way, or I kind of find it hard to believe that we're not going to do anything with her anxieties, and that she's just going to be able to have a relationship, and everything will be fine. I don't know, but
typically
it's been
not
a
how
really
that
great show.
works.
No, not at all. And especially because, like, one of her hangups was that she had a boyfriend in middle school, and it didn't turn out very well, and she was a large part of the reason why it didn't turn out very well. So she wasn't committed to okay. She was being bullied relentlessly by another girl. This guy liked her, but the girl who bullied her liked the guy. So she agreed to go out with the guy, basically just to get back at her bully. And when she ultimately broke up with the guy, because she was like, I was kind of hoping that maybe we would start going out and I would start liking him, but I didn't. And now, like, she carries a lot of guilt about the way that she treated him, like using him in that way. And so, like her hangups aren't just other people were mean to me, but like she's made some bad choices in the past as well. And so that's why, as I said, like it feels that realization when I watched the most recent episode yesterday, that was like, we kind of have stepped away from these just for these really cool, heartwarming moments between these characters, which I've also really enjoyed. But it does feel like something needs to happen with this, and I don't know that one episode is really enough to deal with all of that. So I'm, as I said, I'm really hoping for another core.
Yeah, I see the manga's done, so they basically have a full story to animate if they wanted to, which is
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like as I said, like it's either it's entirely possible they've just skipped a lot of stuff and they're kind of getting through the story in one go. Another one of the shows that I'm following this season, Aaron the Southpaw, feels, again, that's another one I haven't read the manga on it, so I don't know. But that one feels a little bit more to me like they might have cut some things out of the manga, because it really feels like that's coming to a conclusion in its final episode next week. And it's certainly, I forget exactly how many volume that's actually still ongoing. I think it's 24 volumes right now, and still technically ongoing. So but that one, as I said, it really feels like it's coming to a conclusion next week. So I feel like that one, they kind of cut out a bunch of stuff to focus on sort of one story in it. And I suppose Ramparts could be the same way, but I'm sort of more guessing we're going to have it's coming to a big turn or a big twist in the story, and that's where it'll sort of leave off, and then really piss me off if they're like, okay, we're done, no more anime.
You're gonna have to read the books now.
Ugh, I would never, except I would.
I would never. Reading is for nerds.
Yeah.
Just
so
I don't even think about doing both.
Oh yeah, no, I will absolutely, regardless of whether there's an anime coming, that will be my plan to. The manga is done, but the final chapters are not quite out yet in English, like in the next few weeks or so. And I will go and read that, whether there's a second season coming or not. If I start an anime and I haven't read the manga yet, I'll finish the anime before I read the manga, but I consider being done with a season being done. So, so I'll find out soon enough. That's what I'll say. So
yeah, that's always a tough one when that happens. Like when you know you could finish the story if you read the manga, but maybe you'll get more anime, so maybe you don't want to do it at the same time. I've struggled with that a couple times, where it's like, well, I like the anime a whole lot, but will I like the manga necessarily when it's not animated? Or like, I mean, in some cases, it just doesn't look anywhere near as good as the anime. So,
yeah, no, I get that, and certainly if it was gonna carry on through the summer season, I wouldn't even be entertaining the idea of picking up the manga now. But I would probably read it. Like if even if there is an announcement next week that's like, hey, we're going to be back in the fall to do a second core, I would probably go ahead and read the manga at that point. I did that with Polar Opposites, and I would probably do that with this as well. I'm not that good at waiting, so it's been for many years, really just till the last couple years, I was very much I'm just going to wait till the anime is done so that I can binge it. This whole like watching an episode a week and then having to wait. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't. And that's actually been one of the really fascinating things with this show, is that they have framed every episode so brilliantly. In that it's paced really well, and then it always, every single episode has ended on just exactly the perfect note to make you want to be like, okay, what the hell? Why do I need to wait a week for this? Go to hell. Stop making me want to watch the next episode already. So I don't, as I said, I don't do well with that. So since they're going to make me wait, I'll probably go read the manga.
that putting it off is a tricky road. It starts with like, I'll wait for this like season to get the whole story and it's fine. And then eventually you end up doing shit like I do, which is I still need to watch Attack on Titan because I was putting it off until it's done, and it's been done. I just haven't. Now I'm like, well, now it's so many episodes.
Yeah.
You know what's like? Did you watch the first season?
I did, yeah.
Is that where you stopped?
Yep.
I was literally just talking to a friend like an hour before we started recording who mentioned that she watched the first season of Attack on Titan and then never got back to it because she just didn't pick it back up in that. It was 4 years between the first and second, so I understand why that happens. But yeah, that exact same scenario was just described to me.
Yeah. I do the same thing. And so that's, again, sort of part of the reason why I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go read the manga because who knows? They might announce a second season, but it's still 3 years away. And that's definitely like, no, go to hell.
Okay, we got a couple more on the list here, and at least one more planned, and then we can maybe do a little improv for some of these others real quick. Especially because I know we've talked about this show already once, but with the season ending now, and the season ending not only on a cliffhanger, which is what was expected, but also where the cliffhanger was placed, I wanted to touch back again on Witch Hat, especially with Bran, because I think Bran, you're a anime only, right?
Yes,
and I think Kestrel is too.
Yep.
I want to say, and then Kate and I have read it, at least to a certain point. So I really wanted to get you two's sort of vibe on the cliffhanger and where it ended, because at least as far as I'm concerned, pretty aggressive cliffhanger. Like,
yeah, kind of crazy spot to end it, honestly.
It's a crazy spot to end it when you realize that they haven't officially announced a second season yet, even though we've seen concept art and production art from a second season. It's I thought they were going to, especially when early on when there was chatter about like, oh, they have permission to like, move some stuff around and change things up a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, so they'll probably like. Initially, I thought, oh, maybe they'll skip the Coco getting sick arc and push that back to get all of the second test in. Or no, they didn't do that. They covered that, and when they covered that, I was like, okay, now they don't have time to do the second arc in any way, shape, or form. So are they just going to cut it off? And that's what they did. They just cut it off in the middle of a story arc. On a cliffhanger.
I think I saw someone comment about it that I thought was pretty funny, that the ending animation was almost like an impact frame, but it like transitioned to almost look like a manga. So it's basically just telling you, just go read the manga.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it sucks where it ended too, especially because it's finally getting like interesting enough that I was getting like super psyched about it, because I mean, I mentioned that like I've enjoyed the show and a lot of aspects about it, but also, some of the characters haven't been my favorite, but I think introducing like the brimmed hats fully now is like what I think will like push these characters into like realms that I think would be cool to see them developed in, but we're just getting to the tip of that iceberg and then it's over. So kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and it's a brutal cliffhanger. It's like everybody's split up, people are injured, somebody got really fucked over. We don't know where one of the characters is or what state they're in.
Yeah, are they kidnapped? Are they dead? Like, what's going on?
They certainly left you in a place where, reading the manga might just be more beneficial. I don't know how long it's gonna take, and it's like there's so much that has to happen, and yeah, just a really difficult spot to end it. And I was thinking about that too, Kate, where as we got to the point where there are only 2 episodes left, and I'm like, oh, they're just going in the cave to start this. There's no way they're gonna get through like the test. And then I had forgotten about the whole like gold statue people part of it.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking about getting through the cave, like with the brimmed caps and finishing the test and doing all that. It's like they can't do this in 2 episodes unless they just skip entire parts of what happens in here. And then when Keyfree, Coco, and
Tetya,
yeah, the thank you girl. When they fall in that pit after getting struck by the magic and then wake up around all the statues, like, oh my god, this whole thing still has to happen.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, those people. Oh god.
Because that's a big part for Tishia's like character development there too, despite not being in the exam itself, because of how that resolves. It changes a lot about how she sees things in the world. And I felt bad for forgetting about it, but I was just so sucked into the story because of like what happens to my boy Yunui.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They do him dirty.
Yeah, he gets done real fucking dirty. Like just as he's starting to get some confidence, and they're like, "Wolf boy."
Yeah, bark
So,
for
like,
me.
surprise! Body horror. It's like, no.
It's a great. It's unfortunately for Unui, it's a great. And Emily and I talked about this a little bit. Reinforcement of like, yeah, the brimmed hats. I mean, they may be right about some stuff, but they're definitely the bad guys here. Like, just in case you are still kind of on the fence because of the whole like witches hiding magic from people and seemingly arbitrarily making some stuff illegal and some stuff not. And then you had like the pseudo antagonistic branch of the Knights Morales pop in, and
cops, they were,
yeah, they're just
literally
pigs. But
all Morales are bastards.
Yeah. But they were the closest thing that felt like real bad guys in a way, that they were doing stuff to the main characters and putting them kind of in peril, if even more like a safe version of peril, because it would just wipe their memories, not like kill them. But this arc is like, I think the first ones where it's like, oh no, they will like do body horror on you to prove a point about what magic can and can't do, and they'll do human experimentation as well. Because I think the brimmed cap in there said he didn't know what would happen to Yunui. He was basically just doing an experiment on him in real time.
It's like, oh, he like morphed together with his cape. That's interesting.
It's like, I wasn't expecting that.
Which leads you to think, well,
no, okay.
Yeah, and it begs the question, well, what were you expecting?
Yeah, exactly.
All the Brimcasts just love using wild magic, and everyone's like, all right, you're banned from the table now.
All your cards are banned from the game. I don't care.
I do enjoy also, though, seeing more of like scary faced Sensei, because I'm like, oh, he's hiding some stuff still.
Oh, psycho Keyfree?
Yeah, like piercing death stare Keyfree.
Yeah, he'll throw your shit in the nearest river if he has to.
They're really teasing it.
Yeah, the shot that he had with the Silver Eye boy, the grandson.
Oh yeah,
name I can't remember because I'm bad at names in general. Yeah, Tarta. When Tarta wants to ask him a question, and just the frozen stare that Keyfree gives him, because Keyfree obviously knows that Tarta is thinking some shit, but Keyfree at least isn't a villain in that he would proactively fuck with Tarta, but you know that
you let him know he could, though.
Yeah, that was definitely a watch what you say, because I'll make you, like, I could just make you disappear. No one would suspect me for an instant. So yeah, that's something I've really liked too. The anime in particular has been good at highlighting his facial expressions there. Like, he has them in the manga, but when you add in the color and like the pop of his eyes as they're staring like bullet holes into people, yeah, it hits real hard. And there'll definitely be more of that as the show goes on.
The anime did the smart thing of the first time that happened, like really like hammering home like, oh fuck, oh shit, you know, like that cut to that hard cut earlier in the season where they just dropped all the sound out and it was just ringing. It's like, because I read back in the manga, I'm like, what was that? And I'm like, oh, it was just like a single panel of him going like, no, you're not gonna tell anybody about this, and kind of like, what, you know, he glared, but it didn't have the same impact on the page as it did in the anime, and now everybody's hyper aware every time he glares at anybody like that, like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah, they definitely turned up like his slight like unhinged edge in the anime, which I think is good. It adds an extra dimension to Kifuri's character outside of just being like a motherly sort of doting teacher figure. It reminds you that there is definitely more under the surface, and his search for the brim caps is not just one of like to bring them to justice. There is a very clear, very powerful, like personal motivation to do so. That's obviously has at least a few twinges of revenge.
Yeah, there's definitely this is very personal for him, even if we don't know what that personal aspect is. It's very clear.
Yeah. He isn't just because they're bad guys. There's some shit there that is will be obviously revealed eventually, but the manga at least takes its sweet time doing so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people aren't going to find out for a long time what his deal is.
Yeah. Damn. I can't remember, Kate. In the manga, after the second test, I can't remember the exact order of these things as they happen, but they take like a field trip to the big like magic royal city.
Yeah.
And then there is a Kifuri Orugio flashback arc, but I can't remember.
Yeah, which isn't actually out in English yet.
Yeah, because I know there's that, but I cannot remember where it sits in the order of things after that second test. Because you do get some of that much needed stuff in that.
I don't think we really find out what his deal is until after the Silver Eve arc. Like, and I only know it from reading spoilers, so yeah, it's like, it's way, way, way far in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny because I was looking back through the manga going, okay, yeah, so where's this, when this comes back, which it is obviously going to do, where's the next season going to end? It's going to end on a horrible cliffhanger.
Oh no. Come on, man.
Maybe not so much a cliffhanger, but definitely oh shit, what the fuck just happened, another one of those moments. And then they'd have to do a whole, like, 24 episodes of the Silver Eve arc, because it's just that long.
Yeah, that one's got all sorts of body horror in it.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be a good one, but yeah. There's just so much like good stuff showing up as the story goes. Its pacing is very good, at least in the manga that I read up until a certain point. Like there are down times, but there's never. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of wasted material, which is good and bad, I guess, as we've seen in this anime, where it's like, well, we couldn't really get a good place to stop this.
Yeah, so. It was not written with a nice, clean. Oh, we're gonna adapt this into an anime at some point. Breaking points. It's just however long this arc is gonna take is what it's gonna take.
It'll be done when it's done. Yeah, and of course it looks great still. Like it's fantastically like animated and all the art is good. The effects. I like how they did Yunui's how he altered his robe and it made him just like a little chalkboard boy. Like, I thought that was cute, a way to animate that so that you could still see him, but he blended in the shadows. So they turned him into like a photo negative.
Yeah.
Almost. So I thought that was a cool, creative way to do that.
I was happy that the anime actually did take a moment to show what everybody looked like. What the girls look like as penguins.
Yeah, they're
that one moment when they were
form.
under his cloak, yeah. And they still had hair. I was like, what the fuck?
They still had hair and hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed at that moment too because I was like, man, these birds are stupid. Like, getting fooled by these giant hairy versions of themselves with hats on.
Ah, yes, one of me.
Yeah.
One of my kind.
What's so funny about that is it's like they're clearly based off penguins, and in reality, penguins really don't give a shit about humans. They're just like, oh, it's human. Because they're not like something that's naturally in their environment. And like even the ones that live in like South America, like the very end of South America and South Africa, still kind of don't give a shit about humans. They're just like, oh, there's people here, whatever. But like people that are, like researchers in Antarctica, the penguins would just walk up to them because they don't see them as like a danger. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it could have just been like that, but these are, obviously not in the middle of like a place where no humans live. So
yeah, they're funny little creatures, and then of course the inevitable. Now my Instagram is starting to be flooded with plushy brush buddies to purchase.
I have my coworker is supposed to be crocheting me a brush buddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, the merch train has begun.
Yeah.
Officially, so yeah.
I love how the animation team just fucking loves Brush Buddy and would add like extra little bits of Brush Buddy in.
Yeah, Brush Buddy gets a lot more screen time and activity than the manga ever gave that little creature.
Merchandising.
Merch, so cute.
I mean, you gotta love Brush Buddy though, so
that's true.
He's just such a little guy.
Yeah,
he's just the best little guy.
He's the guy who eats.
They better if they would release this on like disc, they better do an extra. That's the chapter at the end of this volume that is just Brush Buddy backstory.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a Brush Buddy backstory mini arc.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny.
Sounds like a Blu-ray extra in the making.
Yeah, exactly. It's such an extra in the making. It's like I need this animated.
Well, you can have it if you buy the $130 collector's edition.
No.
Ugh.
And it's only going to come in one of those god-awful Blu-ray disc boxes where the discs are just stacked on top of each other.
Oh,
no!
Please no.
Stack pack.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite. If it isn't the stack pack, it's the digipacks where the disc just slides into paper.
Oh. I mean, at the very least, we still get discs. I mean, video games now won't even have discs in them anymore. They just give you a hunk of plastic and a QR code.
Don't worry, Crunchyroll is doing their best to ensure that we don't still have discs.
Yeah, seriously. Can't have nice things.
Well, I'm glad you guys were still enjoying it a lot and weren't too off-put by the harshness of the cliffhanger.
I was actually very surprised that people were like, "Oh my god, what a terrible!" I'm like, cliffhangers used to be the norm for like TV production. It was always like, "Yep, we're gonna end this on a horrible cliffhanger. Is it gonna get canceled? Maybe."
Yeah,
but we don't care.
A lot more deliberate back then.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
so that's just how it used to be.
Let's see. So that basically covers all the ones we had scheduled to talk about. We have a couple minutes here if anyone wanted to touch base on anything that we didn't cover as a whole. I mean, there's certainly a good amount of shows in that list, and some, B plus A territory that were good. So I'm not sure if you guys had anything you wanted to quick jump in to talk about or anything like that.
I have a weirdly random question for everybody. I don't know if I just got lucky. I don't know if that's the right term or if it's part of a trend, but I followed 7 shows this month, this season. And one of the things I noticed, 3 of my shows had really interesting opening credit sequences. Like they were doing different things. Like anime has a very set style for, and maybe the different genres do something a little bit different, but you know what you're getting from your opening credit sequences. But Aaron the Southpaw, Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku, and Botan Kamina Only Blossoms When Drunk all did like really interesting different things that just kind of made me happy. Happy from the perspective that it was like, oh, this is different. You're actually putting some effort into this. Um, uh, Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku, that was probably the most sort of normal one, but it just had rather than your sort of typical kind of J-pop sort of thing, its music was more uh, for lack of a better term, hip hop. And so like the sequence was infused with like a little bit of attitude in there, which was kind of neat. Aaron the Southpaw, when I talked about it earlier in the season, I think I might have mentioned that that was one I picked up kind of after the fact, after the season had started. And I went into it expecting kind of like almost like this little quiet drama, and then it immediately hit me with upbeat jazz, and a sequence that was full of attitude. And the show kind of like it really fit the style of the show well. The show was totally not what I was expecting. And then Botan Kamina was really interesting because it was shot like the closest thing, like if you if I'm showing my age a little bit here, like if you remember the old TV show The Wonder Years, and how like the opening sequence of that was like home video. Like it was shot like that, but it looked like old film camera footage as well, as opposed to just camcorder, or whatever. And so, as I said, like it's a lot of nothing, but I really appreciated that they just did something a little bit different. And I don't know, I was just kind of curious if anybody else noticed anything like that, or if I just happened to find the 3 shows where they were like, we're going to do something a little bit different this time, and it's a whole lot of nothing ultimately.
I don't think any of mine had particularly interesting openings this season, but I do want to give credit last season for You and I Are Polar Opposites. That was like my favorite, most creative visually.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Both the opening and ending to that.
Yeah.
And actually, honestly, Ramparts this season did some interesting things as well. So maybe the author influence there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I interestingly enough had the opposite dilemma, where I feel like I've noticed an uptick in like standardization, not maybe in terms of like not maybe in terms of like the visuals of the OP. I think this is more of an issue I have with like modern J-pop and how it's all kind of starting to sound like a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, maybe it was just this season didn't really have much that stuck out, unfortunately, from what I was watching.
Yeah, no, fair. I mean, as I said, like my other 3 shows were all pretty generic, and I know what you mean about that standard sound for particularly with anime openings and whatnot.
Yeah.
And even with like Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku, like most of that's pretty standard opening, though it does do some interesting sort of visual things with color and whatnot. But most of like it was just like, oh, this music is different, and so it just feels different. And so I get what you mean there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if mine had any interesting openings, but I did appreciate the ending credit animation and themes for Nakamura. Let's Go Nakamura, the Boys Love show that I watched, because it was Nakamura's room every ending, but in a different like light setting, like a different time of day, with Nakamura in a different outfit doing something different every time. Like it wasn't the same ending. One episode he was vacuuming and then talking to his pet. The other one he's studying and it's like a time lapse. And then the next episode it would be he's laying in his bed like reading a manga and then getting up and like having a snack. So it was a unique animation every time, even if it was just inside of his room. And I think there were several songs. I don't know if the song changed every time, but I do know there were at least multiple songs that tried to fit like the vibe of the episode, I think. Or just sometimes it was just a different song just to have one. And I thought that was cool. Like it wasn't the same animation, but there may be like a new Easter egg in there with like a character that you see for a split second. It's just like, no, it's like you're getting these little moments of him in his room doing stuff every episode, like it's just a different day of the week, which I thought was fun.
I like when shows do stuff like that.
Yeah, agreed. That's cool.
So yeah, good question. I've never really thought about that before, especially because I'm not, as everyone here knows, I'm not typically super into openings and endings unless they are true bangers. But Nakamura's counted because it was, I was watching a different little chunk of animation with a brand new song almost every time. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I think I noticed because it's not that I'm into them, but I just never skip them. So like I think that probably helps me notice them as well. I don't know why I never skip them. I just don't.
Because
just
you want to actually watch the anime, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I need that full experience,
Yep.
So
yeah, good question. Anything else anyone wanted to chat about real quick before we move on to recommendations for any folks that may have them?
I feel like we haven't really talked about Nippon Son Goku yet, right? And it's your number one and it's over.
True. Yeah, I'll just quickly say that I loved that show. I think we mentioned, Kestrel, at the beginning of the season that is a very me show, and it very much was a very brand show. It's interesting too because by the end of it, I don't think the story itself did anything extraordinary in terms of like the plot wasn't anything like super unique. It was kind of on a high level, like a straightforward, almost like wartime strategy kind of show. But I think the way in which it was presented and the like interesting alternative future setting of it too, that was just so appealing. And I think it just like looked amazing. It was maybe my favorite looking show all season. So I think that show just for me hit all the marks of presentation. It was just like so pleasant to watch. And even though, like I said, the story beats are very, it's like a wartime strategy thing, but like the characters, are written so well, and the way they deliver the actual strategy and stuff is like, it like gets your blood pumping. You're like, oh, I see he's gonna do a feint attack and like draw their army out, but like even though it's nothing spectacular, just the way in which it happens is like so well done, and I honestly love that show. So hopefully it gets more, because there's definitely plenty more to tell there.
Right. Yeah, when Mark asked that question, I was going through my list and I was like, no, these are all generic. And then I got to Nippon Son Goku and I was like, well, the opening looked pretty spectacular, but that's just because the entire show looked that way.
Yeah.
It's just so creative and out there and absolutely unlike any other anime. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I like the song too. It is still like pretty like just kind of poppy, nothing too crazy. Like, but it's just an earworm.
I love Tatsuya Kitani. All of his songs are amazing.
Yeah, no, that was maybe my favorite opening of the season for sure. Such an earworm. But yeah, just like stunning presentation on that show. I can't praise it enough. And it sucks too, because I feel like it got zero buzz. I don't know if it's just because like platform it's on or whatever, but like it's just I heard nothing else about it, which is kind of a bummer.
Well, it's no Rent a Girlfriend, so
yeah,
fair. Good point.
Yeah, unfortunately, the fact that it's on Amazon Prime Video, and even though they have made the claim, like everyone else, that they want to be the source for anime, they haven't really promoted anything that they've been streaming.
Nope.
So there's that, and then there's I think its unique presentation, unfortunately, might not be appealing to everyone. Like, yes, it's very appealing to your Brandons and your Kochimas, but yeah, average anime fan who wants his aura farming or whatever, not necessarily the style they're going in for.
To be fair, Ryumon was aura farming hard
for
that tea ceremony.
That's very true.
But yeah, no, I get it. The character designs are very like I'm not going to say they're similar to Dr. Stone and like Boichi's art style, but similarly they're kind of alien. They're a little more like feminine. It just like definitely would not strike a chord with some people that are like, why doesn't that dude look like Goku? So like,
I mean, to be fair, like Kate said, the bodies of all the characters in Dr. Stone do look like Goku.
Yeah, true.
They just have weird ass heads on top of them. But like Dr. Stone, I think, what I was saying before about Dr. Stone being very like exaggerated in everything that it does. That's very much the characters in Nippon San Goku. They are all just like totally out there kind of caricatures of an idea. They're all larger than life.
All the characters are like super flanderized versions of a politician or like a war leader, It's crazy. Like I love it. It's just like a bunch of hive mind going on at all times. Like, wait, fuck his opinion, kill him.
Right.
So fun.
Yeah, every time Tyre is on screen, I'm like, that's not real. Oh no, wait, never mind.
I kill him in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's funny for such a piece of shit villain.
He's definitely too real.
Yeah. For real. But no, that was easily like the standout show for me this season. So
yeah, it's definitely like, I feel like if I was more of a Chinese strategy nerd, it would be like totally my jam. But I enjoyed it, and I, as with Dr. Stone, I have to just accept, the suspension of disbelief on a lot of elements about it. And
what, you don't think the rusty car strategy would go over that well?
And just the entire like, turning it into the Japan of the past in the far future. Just all of the ways that manifests that would not realistically happen.
No.
We're just going to pretend that, modern industrialization never happened.
Yeah, it's like society fell apart so bad we went back to the Warring States period.
Which, interesting. I guess you could also make another parallel with Dr. Stone there, in that it's far into the future, but they're in the Stone Age, right?
Oh, yeah. Interesting. The parallels were, I did not see them before now, but
I would never have thought there was anything in common with those two shows.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely, I give it the most credit for being the most unique and creative show of the season by far.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you the one who said you didn't watch ReZero season 3 because the first episode was a movie.
Yeah, it was one of those that like the movie got away from me and then the whole season got away from me, and then by the time the next season came out I was like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because it seems to be your top show.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you need to catch up by the next season so that we can talk about it. Yeah.
All right. It's so hard too because I feel like that show, unlike some of the ones we've talked about, where like Dr. Stone just kind of flies through the plot and Shadow of the Demon Realm just kind of like slowly goes. I feel like ReZero is just so dense. There's just so much that happens and so much to like process that I feel like being behind 2 seasons is basically like being behind a whole like arc of One Piece, you know? It's like, it seems like kind of daunting.
Excuse me, I think I know someone who read the entire One Piece in a few months.
You're right. It's not like I can't do it. It's like, am I willing to? But I mean, you're not alone in hyping up this latest season, so I might have to do some catching up.
And actually, what you just said about the dichotomy between the pacing of Dr. Stone and Demons of the Shadow Realm was actually something else I wanted to mention about Nippon Sangoku, is that like most of the aspects of the series are very, like, I don't know, deliberately jarring. I feel like its rapid juxtaposition of different pacing just gets like extreme by the end of it, where the of the last 3 episodes, 2 of them are just a guy talking to try to convince someone to do something, and then the final episode is like the whole climax, and then every plot development that could fill up another season in 5 minutes.
No, for real. They fast forwarded through like the redevelopment period of the war, and then they're like, let's just get to the next war already.
Right.
That's true. That's a good point. They do kind of speed run. They're like, and this coup is over. Sorry. Yeah. Wrap it up.
Like, for how long the previous 2 episodes took for him to just be like, yo, you should do this. And then they're like, all right, and here's the next.
It's like taking a whole semester class on World War I, and then they're like, all right, your summer project is to Spark Notes read the lead up to World War II, and then we're going to do a semester on World War II.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, wait, do we just skim over the whole Franz Ferdinand thing? It's like, yeah, sorry, it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess, is there anything you specifically wanted to say about ReZero that isn't too spoilery about like what about this season was so good? That show's very plot driven, so I feel like
it's very plot driven and very twist driven. So like, you just kind of have to experience it blind.
I'm almost afraid to now like look for images for the thumbnail because I'm like afraid of what I might see.
That's fine. We can have in the thumbnail when you're caught up, because it's not like I've really talked about it anyway.
Okay. Deal.
You just find generic super suffering.
True. There's plenty of that to go around.
Bleeding from his eyes, missing a few limbs.
Literally, him bleeding from his eyes is like the image conjured in my head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lots of good suffering to enjoy.
And Googling Subaru suffering, the first image is him like laying in bed looking literally so distraught. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's your assignment.
Sweet.
For next season.
All right. For next season. Oh shit, okay.
Well, because it's continuing into next season, so that's what I'm saying. By the end of the season, you gotta catch up.
All right. I got some homework to do.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I've only got like 26 episodes to catch up on at this point.
Yeah. Is there a movie between the latest season?
There are no movies. The first episode of season 3 just happened to be an hour and a half long.
Okay. That's fair. I can work with that.
And I can't remember if they ended up splitting it up or if it was just always an hour and a half. So, yeah, maybe more like 28, 29 episodes, given that.
Okay.
Well, now you're asking a lot.
I don't know how much I can stress. All of One Piece.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, it's a major accomplishment for me, but now it can always be held over my head. If there's anything standing in my way, that can be brought up.
Yeah. We know you're capable.
Yeah.
It's like, look, he ran that marathon once. You can't expect him to do it every year.
Right, exactly.
I paid my dues.
I expect you to do it in perpetuity. Just from one to the other.
This is my life now.
Okay, let's transition into some recommendations if you folks have them, and then we can call it for this particular episode.
If I have a couple of good segues from what we were just talking about.
I was going to pick on you anyway.
Excellent. I don't have much because, as mentioned, Crunchyroll is doing their best to make sure that nothing actually gets released physically. But I will recommend some things in theaters since I am the movie ticket guy. So speaking of long-running shonen anime, and also speaking of episodes that are kind of movies or movies that are kind of episodes, go check out the hottest theatrical feature film of the year, Bleach episodes 407, 408, and 409.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I feel like we should have maybe mentioned it in the news section, but Bleach manga coming back?
Oh, yeah. Question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's big if true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes with the Hell arc, but it kind of makes sense. Like, Kubo has been very active with the 1,000-Year Blood War anime. So, like, to time that with the end, because now this is going to be the final core of that. So to have Bleach end in anime form and then come back from where that left off in manga form would make sense. Synergy.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think Burn the Witch took off the way maybe he intended it to, so he's like, well, gotta go back to my OG bag.
Right, exactly. And then another theatrical anime experience of arguable film versus TV episode-ness. Evangelion, Death and Rebirth. Does everyone know what Death and Rebirth is?
Yes.
Yes.
Vaguely.
Okay. You're all wrong. No one knows.
Wow, okay.
So the original Death and Rebirth was only shown in Japanese theaters in 1997, and it was a clip show of the TV series followed by a rough draft of the first 24 minutes of End of Evangelion. That was never released in America. Manga Entertainment released something that they called Death and Rebirth, but it was the final version of that segment of End of Evangelion, not what actually aired in theaters. And all subsequent releases of it in both countries have been Death parentheses True, or more frequently now is the final version Death parentheses True squared. Because all Evangelion things must continue to be iterated on and have as many versions as Blade Runner. So, yeah, this is going to be the first time since 2002 that any American company has acknowledged Death and Rebirth as a thing. And it'll be G-Kids showing Death, parentheses, True, squared, and Rebirth in theaters. We have no idea if it will be the real original Rebirth cut or just the first 24 minutes of End of Evangelion. And then the next day, they're showing the proper End of Evangelion, as they also did 2 years ago. So that's very
sweet.
interesting. Yeah.
Odo's crazy kids.
I would just like you to know that I hated everything that you just said there. So.
I'm glad. That's what I was hoping for.
I understood to an extent, but I gotta imagine that's also what people feel like when like Kingdom Hearts fans talk about their series.
Yeah, that's all I could think about when you were saying that shit was like, oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay. So also, the original Death version had new scenes introduced into the clip show to better tie it into what would be End of Evangelion. And then those scenes were put into and replaced some of the scenes of episodes 21 through 24 of the TV series for its home video releases. And in the US, those were called director's cut editions of those episodes. And you can't watch the original on-air versions of those episodes in any legal English way anymore, unless you have the old ADV sets. So, yeah, the director's cut episodes, which are now the only versions of episodes 21 through 24 that are available, are just the new scenes that were made for the original Death portion of the original theatrical run of Death and Rebirth, spliced into the on-air versions of episodes 21 through 24.
Yeah, you didn't help your case there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going for.
And that cleared everything up.
When you said that, I was like, I feel like it was even worse, actually. And then that's what reminded me to bring that up.
Yeah. Mark actually stepped further back.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping to just see or hear the little Discord someone leaving sound.
I have resigned from the podcast forever.
Anyway, check those out. I'm curious to hear from the Ava experts what version of Rebirth they show. I will not be able to attend because I will be seeing Joe Hisaishi that day.
Damn. That's sick.
Yeah.
Where's he playing?
Hollywood Bowl.
Nice.
I saw him there once 2 years ago as well.
That's where he was last time too. I saw him on the last tour as well.
Like somewhere else
in Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
The Symphony.
Nice. Yeah, actually, they just announced he's also playing a few days later at the Ford in LA. But I already have my Hollywood Bowl tickets, so I'll just stick with that.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, and everyone should watch ReZero.
Right.
Noted.
Any other recommendations, Kestrel, before we see who else says anything? Or
that's all I've got.
segues?
Yeah, that's all I got for stuff available now. I guess I can promote some pre-orders. Both Your Name and Suzume have 4K steelbooks up for pre-order. The first time either of them have been in 4K in English. So I'll recommend those. Also, Discotheque put up their August slate, and it includes the first half of Monster on Blu-ray, and it looks amazing.
Holy shit.
Check that out. Buy that. It is up on MediaOCD.com, which is where you should buy your media when they have it, which includes all Discotheque and Anime Go releases. And they're starting to add others because they will become the right stuff we deserve when Crunchyroll completely crashes and burns in a few weeks.
Few weeks, you say?
Few weeks. What happens in a few weeks?
I didn't book a flight yet.
Yeah, right.
Different headquarters.
It has been reliably leaked that they plan to get out of general commerce next month and just reduce it to a subscriber-only drop schedule.
Oh,
gross.
Glad they purchased right stuff then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So yeah, we'll see if that actually happens next month. At the beginning of this month, they ended all of their affiliate programs out of nowhere. They have obviously been stocking way less and less, burning through all of their backlog, having lots of everything in stock sales. And
Sean Kleckner has the opportunity to do the funniest damn thing.
For real.
But yeah, they unlike the discotheque releases, they didn't list them until a week or two after every other retailer. And a lot of they haven't listed any Sentai releases in many months, etc. So yeah.
Gee, it's almost like having a monopoly is a bad thing.
What? No way. Yeah, so anyway, I recommend all of that for anime, and then for non-anime pre-orders, the Criterion pre-orders went up a few days ago, which includes 12 Angry Men on 4K, which previously there was a Criterion standard Blu-ray and a Kino Lorber 4K, so now you get the best of both worlds. Also, Showa is back in print after being out of print, and if you want to be bummed out, then I recommend that.
Is the Criterion sale going on right now?
The Criterion Barnes & Noble 50% off sale is going on right now, but it does not include pre-orders.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I've just ordered Ikidu.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe that is all my recommendations now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to take a peek through what's on the shelves at my local 2 Barnes & Noble to see what there is to grab, if anything. I got the Flow 4K nice set last time. And I think one other movie, but I can't fucking remember. So
every time the 50% off sale happens, my eyes bulge out at the Wes Anderson collection, and then I hold my hand away from my wallet. I'm like, you're good.
Oh, that's right. Criterion also announced the complete collection of all of Stanley Kubrick's work for what was that, $500, $600?
$600, but you can get it for $300 on sale someday.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if you want to take a slightly different route, just go on eBay and see all the people unloading their Kubrick 4Ks for pennies on the dollar and just build your own set.
Exactly.
That's what I'm probably going to do, because I have a bunch of them already, and I'm not one to double dip even for a set that. So it'll just be well, what am I missing that I could get for $10 now, because people are just trying to sell their shit to buy this set.
You see, we perfectly complement each other, because I am the guy who needs to have the $600 set and sells all of my individual discs on eBay.
I'll buy whatever you got for $10.
You guys keep the ecosystem going. You're both necessary.
Exactly.
Oh, we're like that Always Sunny episode where they talk about circulating their own currency for a perpetual economy.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Mark or Kate, anything from you guys to read, watch, play?
I can't think of anything new from last episode that I would recommend. I've been sick as a dog, and my brain has not been functioning for the last 2 weeks, so...
Then you can recommend drink plenty of fluids and get plenty of sleep.
Yeah, don't let your sick boss cough on you and give you the thing he's sick with, is my recommendation for the...
No.
There you go.
I think that's pretty universal.
Yeah. It's a pretty good rec.
I just want to point out to everyone not on the call that we were supposed to record 3 days ago, and suddenly 2 weeks after we talked about how cool smoking was, 2 of our hosts were coughing and had
mysteriously. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, one more thing about Nippon Sangoku. Smoking's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep. It never stopped.
Yep, including the protagonist who is 15 at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, the perfect age. Nice.
That's when you gotta get them.
Yeah.
Mark, how about you? Anything?
Yeah, I got a few things. So Steam and the Nintendo eShop, at least PlayStation and Xbox might be doing their summer sales as well. I'm not sure on those, but they're doing their summer sales right now. Steam and the Nintendo eShop, and I would assume again PlayStation and Xbox Live. The .hack GU Last Recode, the remaster HD remaster of GU, is on sale for 80% off right now, down to $10. Highly recommended, especially if with the new game that was announced that's presumably coming out later this year.
That's not coming out this year. No way.
That's what they said. No, I don't think it is, but that's what they said. I don't think it is either. But also on Steam, Kestrel, you briefly mentioned Clannad earlier. If you like visual novels, the visual novel trilogy is on sale on Steam right now for 60% off all 3 games.
Wait, what 3 games?
Clannad Side Story, Tomoyo After, the visual novels.
Okay, yeah.
And then just we're only like a week or two, couple weeks away from summer season starting, and so just a few shows that I'm looking forward to. The mentioned before, the second core of You and I Are Polar Opposites. Obviously, we talked last episode about Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. The broadcast episodes of that are starting in a couple weeks. So if you've seen the mini episodes, you've seen the first half of the season, but new episodes will be coming in August. Obviously, the Ghost in the Shell that was mentioned before, and then the not as long awaited as season 2, but the long awaited season 3 of Grand Blue Dreaming.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't until just now that I realized that we are getting the reboot of One Piece, The One Piece, and the reboot of Ghost in the Shell, The Ghost in the Shell.
The Ghost in the Shell.
Nice. Can't wait for The Bleach to come back.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I was literally thinking last night, like, are we gonna get The Bleach remaking Bleach from the beginning with all the filler removed and all of the 1,000-Year Blood War aesthetics?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Bleach.
The Bleach.
The big 3 are all going to come back with "thes" in their titles. The Naruto.
The Naruto. Yeah.
I mean, if anything,
we haven't had enough Dragon Ball Z reboots either. So the Dragon Ball Z.
Excuse me, we've had no reboots. We've had lots of sequels that are all in contradiction with each other. No reboots. I'm so down with the Dragon Ball.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like they'd be too scared to do the OG, but yes, I hope one day.
I mean, I hope the One Piece works out, and I mean, if Toei's letting that go, then
yeah,
you never know.
True.
I'm just excited they're making an anime of a live action show. That's all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as we mentioned earlier, Usopp is darker, so you could argue.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, I don't have anything to recommend in terms of like watching or playing, but what I do have to recommend to everyone is an investment opportunity.
No.
So, if you've been on social media recently, you may have seen that you can now purchase stock in Tokyopop, and what I think we should do.
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't have time tonight to get into all this bullshit.
So, bonus Kate episode.
Oh, yeah, God.
So, Kate, I'm counting you in for a couple stocks. You, me, we'll make it big. We'll tell them what to publish. We'll be owners of the company.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, only $5 a share, but you do have to spend a minimum of $500. But yeah, that's what I recommend this week: is an investment opportunity unlike any other. Invest where global anime franchises begin. Tokyopop.
Kane's literally becomes anime Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, it came up on my Instagram a little while ago, and I thought it was a fucking joke at first. And then I went to their website, and they're like, "No, this is real. We need money."
Of Tokyopop.
I mean, it's
the grift. It never ends.
No, you mean this is
a grifter's economy?
It's not a grift. It's not a grift. It's passive income, and I think that's what everyone needs to remember.
What everybody needs to remember is that you need to make your money work for you.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. On the bullet point list, they have $15 million in annual revenue, live action Hollywood adaptation. No other details needed there. I think and there are 100 plus IPs. Do not ask me for one of them, but there are 100 plus IPs.
All those IPs that they never gave back to those poor original artists that gave them to them for the some of which who went on to be very successful comic book artists in their own right, who are probably still kicking their younger selves for ever bothering to fall for that trap.
I'm trying to figure out what's more dangerous and irresponsible. Kane recommending people smoke last episode, or Kane recommending people invest in Tokyopop this episode?
Do not invest in Tokyopop ever.
One at least makes you look cool. So.
I mean, imagine how alpha you would be if you were smoking and partially owning a manga company. You could be the Charlie Sheen meme from the 80s when he's in the limo smoking cigarettes. That could be you. But I had to at least mention it once on the episode because I didn't know if any of you had seen this. I was like, Kate probably knows something about this.
I saw that and then it immediately fell back out of my brain because my brain was like, nah, dog. And then just like it denied that ever existed and was a thing that ever existed.
You fell over backwards because of the incredible value.
Oh man, they even have a big invest now button at the top of their page.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
That's awesome.
That's good stuff.
They have a 4-step plan for success, including merchandise and anime. So, yeah, I'm just saying.
Does it include talking to other people and getting them to invest as well, and then you get part of that profit?
I know what you're saying, and
he's under contract, so he cannot.
I have signed a very aggressive NDA, so I can't tell you much of anything other than it's big business. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to recommend is shady investment opportunities.
If you invest as little as $12,500, you get 7% bonus shares.
Jeez.
Oh, that's right. See, there's a scaling factor too. The more you spend, the more you make. You got to spend money to make money. Everybody knows this.
Again, make your money work for you.
Yeah. Watch out, Elon. The biggest IPO is coming for you.
I think I can firmly say Kestrel will not be attending the Tokyopop industry panel at Anime Expo.
I mean, it's probably on my list with every other industry panel.
Oh my god!
You need to go just to see the pitch. You need
right.
Oh man!
No, oh my god! Imagine going, and I know we got to sign off eventually here, but imagine going, and you stand up, and you go as a shareholder.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh my god! I'll pay you cash money to just do that, just to be that guy.
If you pay me the $500 to invest, yes, I will do it.
No. I mean, you don't. They don't know. You can just go and say that. They don't know.
I own one share of stock in Tokyopop, and that gives me the right to express my opinion.
Yeah, it's like Futurama when they did that whole joke for like 2 episodes. Where they're like, I own one share. It entitles me to a vote.
Right.
I have this random clamp manga in my closet. I am a shareholder.
Their case study is Demon Slayer. That's what their case study for their success is Demon Slayer, essentially. Say, hey, we did that.
I do have a conflict with the Tokyopop industry panel, I'm sorry to say. Gotta go to the Jujutsu Kaisen panel.
Thank God.
Damn, you're gonna make Stu Levy and Mark Visnick very upset by not going. That's the COO and the CEO, by the way.
Just in case you needed to know.
I didn't know the second one. Everyone knows the first one.
I wouldn't say we're like brothers, but we're pretty close.
Brothers.
This feels appropriate that there is an Anime News Network article from how many years ago was this now?
Oh, you were
8 years ago.
7.
8 years ago, when they were like, "Oh, he was gonna go to Anime Expo," when people were like, "Stay away from this motherfucker."
That's so good.
DJ Milky, right?
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. That dude has never not been cringe. Like, the most cringe whoever cringed.
Oh.
Alright, well, I think we can call it for the evening now that we've presented the listenership with the opportunity of a lifetime.
Very lucrative deal.
Yes,
Professional financial advice. Yeah.
I don't want to say generational wealth, but it's up there. I'm saying it's up there. But
I feel like after the last couple episodes, we need a life advice segment on every episode.
I was gonna say we need a lawyer, but yeah, that's
we can do both.
The opinions expressed on Fandom Post Radio do not reflect the opinions of fandompost.com. We are not lawyers. Do not take any legal advice from this podcast.
Or financial advice.
Or that too.
Or advice about burning down Netflix.
Yeah, legal, financial, or any other type of violence. Yeah.
Very good. All right, Kestrel, why don't we start wrapping this up, and you can tell all the folks where they can find you, where they can find us, all of that, and we'll go around the horn.
You can find me on Twitter, Fullmetal Kioma, on Blue Sky, kestrelswift.bsky.social, writing on fandompost.com, and you can find Fandom Post Radio wherever you find podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review. Please don't report us to any legal authorities. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music. Subject to be banned on any of them. And also fandompost.com. You can find us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky, and email us fandompostradio@gmail.com. Yeah, I think that's it.
Most splendid. Bran, how about yourself?
Hellshake Brando on all the socials, and then you can find me right here, and you'll never silence us. We will stand by our opinions, and I'll always be here. You're never gonna stop me.
I don't understand why we need to be silenced when we're basically giving what is appropriate health and financial advice. So.
Exactly.
Mark, you?
Yeah, you can find me on social, Blue Sky, MD Thomas, and also on Fandom Post, where I am currently writing a whole bunch of season-ending reviews, though I spent this season reviewing Aaron the Southpaw, I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in Class, and Ramparts of Ice that I discussed a little bit earlier. We'll be continuing on into next season. So, yeah. I will be continuing on into next season. That won't be. I wish it was, but
hopefully we're all continuing on.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Depending on how much those drugs we take from Jimiko Saito.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, that anime is gonna be fucking dope as hell. So
Literally dope.
Literally
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, in multiple ways. All right, Kaiten, how about your sick self? Where can we find you?
Find
other
me
than bed?
Yeah, soon. You can find me on Blue Sky. I am Sonic Bug on Blue Sky. Hey, Cape Verde is advancing in the World Cup. Cool.
Nice. That's sick.
Rocky's gonna be kicking it down tonight over there.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
Like but Massachusetts has like the largest expat like population of like Cape Verdeans in like the country.
Oh.
So and most of them are in Brockton, Massachusetts, which will probably burn down tonight, but that's okay.
By the way, another fun thing that happened last night. Sorry, I know we're trying to wrap this up. But when I went out to see the Bleach episodes for the second time this week, because I was also at the premiere, I went to my closest movie theater, which is right on top of SoFi Stadium, where a World Cup game was being played at the same time and ended at the same time.
Oh no!
So that was fun.
That's
Jesus.
That's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you how that whole thing's been going, considering the sheer influx of people in an already like large city area, and now there's just tons of everyone for these matches.
But like, it's specifically in my backyard.
Oh, I'm sure Anime Expo will be extra great this year.
Oh, Anime Expo will be great. I get to get away from Inglewood, where all the fucking World Cup shit's happening, and go to downtown, where I just have to worry about 120,000 weebs.
Fair. We'll take your chances.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was like, it took 45 minutes to get like 5 minutes home last night.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you said that was last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the U.S. losing last night.
Yeah, in the last fucking second. Literally.
See, I didn't know that
literally
until,
last second, yeah.
I didn't know that until this moment, but now it makes me really happy seeing all the people dressed up in like American flags last night.
Yeah.
Knowing that they had just had that disappointment several minutes earlier.
Yes.
Petty revenge.
This is how I win.
This is how I win. All right. Well, as always, everyone, thanks for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed this season. I know there's a couple shows that have 1 or 2 episodes left, or maybe you have a few that you need to just catch up on personally. But here's to another, I'd say, pretty successful season, and we got at least one show carrying on to the next, and we'll see what else is coming up. But until then, be safe, enjoy the World Cup if you're a soccer person, and keep watching anime, keep supporting the industry, especially Tokyopop. And we will talk to you later.
Keep smoking.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
You're all going to hell.
Yeah.